Why would so many people with the same resources and the same challenges running the same business get different results? Hey, I'm smart, I'm working hard, it's not my fault, we just have too much competition. It's a really bad economy. Most franchisees buy into the myth that success is created by combining strategy with sweat.
I said, why don't you want us to advertise on TV? And he said, we already have too many edible arrangements in Southern California. If we advertise, it's going to make even more people want to open up edible arrangements. There'll be more competition. So his idea for marketing our brand is to keep it a secret.
The people who are succeeding the most are not necessarily those who are working the hardest, and it's not necessarily those working the longest, or even those with the best ideas. No, there's a third factor that really distinguishes high-performance franchisees from everyone else. And that third factor is our mindset.
How many of you would agree there is a major emotional element to your business? How many of you agree with that? Which means if you want to navigate through it, you must be able to relate to this concept of mindset, and even if yours is perfect, your client's mindset is not.
So for 10 years, I was an edible arrangements franchisee, and I experienced the highs of being a franchisee, and I experienced the other stuff as well. Positivity is not a business plan. Optimism is not the way we're going to build our businesses.
And I'm not here to preach those cliches to you. Hey, if you believe it, you can achieve it. No, not always. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There are limitations in life, okay? I can't get pregnant. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm too old. It's not going to happen.
And a lot of people made some pretty irresponsible financial decisions just based on faith and a positive attitude. No, I'm much more scientific. This is a business presentation. So if we want to talk about smart business, it's not about positivity and it's not about negativity. It's about clarity. The mental echo is the voice inside your head that's always talking to you, giving you feedback about yourself and your business. You know that voice in your head, right? It's the voice in your head that says things to you like, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too tall, you're too short, you're not qualified, everyone else makes more money than you do, you're in and over your head, people don't like you, you're inferior, you're just not like everyone else. Be honest. By a show of hands, how many of you sometimes hear that voice inside your head? Tell the truth. Okay, most hands are going up, although a few people didn't raise their hands because they're thinking, I don't have a voice inside my head. Valentine's Day 2013, because of a series of operational snafus, we failed to deliver 50 orders. 50 girlfriends and wives were at work watching everyone else get flowers, but not them. And once it hit 4:30, at least 50 husbands and boyfriends started calling us. It was so intense. We had already been up all night trying to make orders, and these people were screaming and yelling, and my employees were falling apart and freaking out and panicking, and everyone was exhausted. No one knew what to do. And they're saying, Scott, what should we do? Begging and pleading. And finally, I just said, I can't handle this. I'm overwhelmed. I went to the office, and I closed the door. And I took my 5 seconds. And that's all I needed. I stepped outside. I said, lock the doors. Put the phones on voicemail. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to solve this one order at a time. In my experience, most businesses, because the mindset isn't there, don't know what business they are actually in. I used to think I was in the fruit basket business at Edible Arrangements. So I trained my employees. Whenever a customer would call to order a fruit basket, the first question we asked is, how many people do you want to feed? So we could suggest the appropriate size arrangement. But after a few years of asking questions and getting to my customers, I realized they weren't calling because they were hungry. They were calling because someone was having a birthday, or an anniversary, or congratulations, or a thank you. They were calling because something special was happening. And suddenly, like just one day, it clicked. And I realized I wasn't in the fruit basket business. I was in the celebration business. That we existed to help our customers celebrate the important occasions in their lives. That philosophical difference led to operational differences. It changed the conversation. So I trained my employees, instead of saying, well, how many people do you want to feed? The question was, how important is the occasion? How big an impression do you want to make? When we asked those questions, I think sales probably went up 20% because our ticket average got a whole lot bigger. Because we weren't just focusing on feeding people food, we were focused on giving them an experience. They seem to be more focused on adding franchises than on supporting the ones they already have. They're out of touch with what's happening at the local level. They introduce new initiatives without consulting franchisees. They speak to us as if we're employees rather than partners. I know it's a little bit of the elephant in the room, but let's be honest now. By a show of hands, how many of you sometimes agree with some of this stuff? Tell the truth. Okay. Now that's very interesting because these comments actually came from a different franchise. Which one? All of them. I can't tell you how many times even I resisted what the corporate office was doing, believed that they were out of touch, didn't want to spend the money. But the reality is my store kind of needed some remodeling. And the reality is, as much as I thought chocolate-dipped banana wedges were going to be lame, I didn't want to bother learning bananas, I didn't want to have to introduce it to my customers, when we did, oh my God, you people love bananas. If I, as a speaker, if I could still sell chocolate-covered bananas to you, I will. It was such an amazing upsell, but I resisted it. They came in with another arrangement called the perfect pair. That didn't do so well. That one did not work. Turns out our people who are running our franchise are human, and they make mistakes, but at least they're innovating. What I learned is, if I could fail with them a little bit of the time, it would enable me to succeed with them a whole lot of the time.
It's all about the humanity. To be able to provide your clients with something that a computer cannot, that some enormous company that doesn't have any personalization cannot. What value do you offer? And ultimately, that is going to be your humanity.
So many franchisees just simply don't know how good and strong and powerful they are. You are a beloved brand. You're sitting on a gold mine. It's just a matter of mining the gold. The best way to do this is to start from the inside out. Clear your head and focus on your mindset. Collectively, work to make sure you have a great culture, and then take that all the way to the customer. And I promise, you do that, not only will your business be unstoppable, but along the way, you'll have a good time and a much better quality of life. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your time.